for any obibiara washemi aha Ghanatube so memamo akwaba matena saying any na just nsem no bebre egu a etwem etiabusiafo intempas no mensem no mepese ubedi mechi na yawabotie nsem bia ekoso ewo Ghana na yaba.
Those who were participating in the special voting, predominantly those who are in the security services, were eagerly collecting food packages or items, and then also were also being given. So this is what has been addressed to the special prosecutor in that petition by John Dumelo's team, led by his legal practitioner, indicating that the incident happened, the time it happened, and so they have several recordings of Madam Lydia Al-Hassan, Seyram Al-Hassan, and her followers handling the plastic bags to the voters, and also attached the complaint to it as well, and subsequently asking for the intervention, if not investigations by the OSP. But this is how Lydia Al-Hassan, the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wogon herself, reacted to the incident when she was questioned at the time.
They are always trying to attack me. They always do this, and here I am. By the grace of God, I have the temperament that is able to contain all of this. So they do all these, and I am the leader that I am.
Paulina, she said she was not at the incident site, and then later the videos, and you know, for example, there was one media house that actually put an interview, and then also the incident video there, where she was in there, Blue Cup, etc. I mean, clearly, we just told you what is in PNDC Law 284, flouting regulation. We know that all the parties have been engaged in sharing of items. It could be money, giftings, etc. I've seen cloves, I've seen chicken, rice bags, cooking oil all around. Happens not only in this election, has been happening, but where people are in the queue and you're distributing items, that clearly is treating or facilitating. Now, nobody can mince words about it. But of course, the OS will have to undertake their work. What does it mean? This is a very important time for us to speak about this very incident. And within the corridors of power, the DMB campaign, what's the official position?
Thank you very much, Roland. I have seen the videos and some of the commentary that's run on the subject. And I've seen that the Dumelo campaign team has reported it to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which I believe is the appropriate thing to do when you have any grievance bordering this nature. So I think that it is right. They have the right and freedom to, as it were, report the matter to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. At the Office of DMB, I think that we have a campaign to run, and then we are focused on the campaign. We'll leave the OSP and the Electoral Commission to do their jobs. I personally have had this personal opinion that I do not think it is right for a ruling government to consistently, or a ruling party to consistently be defensive of the EC. That's my personal opinion. It creates a trust deficit. And I also believe that it is also wrong for an opposition to be consistently attacking the EC. It also creates another atmosphere of hostility, which I believe is not very good. The Ghana's laws are very clear on matters bordering of this nature. So the OSP has a mandate, and I'd like that we allow the OSP work. My worry is that the young man who signed the petition, Benjamin Avonyeche, I call him M16, he's a very good friend of mine. My worry is that this young man, or the Dumelo campaign team, has been around since 2020. Yesterday, I saw a video of a story by a sister station with John Dumelo also sharing some stuff during 2020 special voting, and my leader also doing same. It creates a little bit of worry for me. Let me tell you why it creates a little bit of worry for me. That John Dumelo, same John Dumelo, who's crying foul, has been consistent about sharing items and things to voters, every single time. And it has been recorded over and over again with a media story on the subject in a queue in 2020. And in 2024, he turns around to cry foul on same subject. I believe that that is where I have a problem. So whereas crime has no expiry date, I believe that it is also right that the OSP avert its mind to the issue of same that happened in 2020. I don't have a problem whatever the outcome of the investigation goes. I believe that that is the mandate of the OSP, and that mandate should be allowed to work. Now, the exact problem, why I say that it is a problem, that today John Dumelo and the NDC have found their voices of complaint, and Richard, my good brother, knows what I'm talking about, that over the last couple of months there's been a consistent pretext by the NDC to create an atmosphere that does not augur well for this election. And I'll take you through why I believe strongly that this is very wrong in its nature. On the same day of the special voting, it happened as though it was a connected activity. In Upper West, we had complaints from the NDC. In Ashanti, complaints from the NDC by Hilda. In Ayawaso Central, John Dumelo. In Akando's constituency, Akando is complaining. Everyone seems to have become a complainant in the NDC. And it is a strategy, it's a grand strategy to create an issue where there are no issues. That's my belief. And to find excuses for an impending defeat that is staring so glare in their faces. And that is how come it has become very clear that the NDC is inconsistent on their position when it comes to the Electoral Commission. So if you want to understand this very well, let us look at the position of John Dramani Mahama prior to 2016 election. John Dramani Mahama, in a statement, a newspaper publication by Ghana Web, says allow East to work. John Mahama tells LMVC.
But the subject we're discussing is not about the EC.
I'm coming.
No, please.
I think that
Roland, what the strategy you brought this morning.
Roland, it's not a strategy. It's a strategy maybe you have. I don't have a strategy.
The strategy you brought this morning is to create a scenario that there's a perceived complaint by the opposition party, that is the NDC, on special voting. Indeed, all the parties have been complaining since I started covering election. For my first election I covered as an intern was in the year 2000. And for this specific event, please. So the preface to the question I asked you was that indeed there are videos online. I have even seen NDC members collecting chicken, and I've stated that. I've seen clothes being taken supposedly by MPP members, etc., with t-shirts of DMB in it. And I have also stated clearly that repleted on social media, especially on TikTok, are videos of the parties, their candidates, their assigns, sharing either it is money being displayed, either it is bags of an item or food being carried by party members, etc. We are speaking to this very specific incident in the 2024 special voting that took place in Ayawaso West Wogon, to the point that the candidate has now even petitioned the OSP. And so if you want to, if I had wanted to have a subject of monetization, etc., there's monetization in our politics. So what I'm asking you, is it that you want to go the broader way, or you want to limit yourself in the scope? Because I want us to limit ourselves to the scope.
Roland,
do you think that a regulation was flouted or not? Do you think that the member of parliament, the parliamentary candidate, should have behaved the way he did?
Roland, you've asked the question. I've given you my opinion. My opinion and your subject, the scope, we will limit it to your scope. Your scope borders on legality because a reportage has been made to the OSP. You cannot decouple my fact and my point that crime has no expiry date.
That is, the two are not coterminous. The two are not coterminous. And it cannot be.
Would you allow me, Roland?
The two are not coterminous. Please speak on the specific subject. And I think that, with all due respect, speak on the specific subject.
With all due respect.
The incident that took place in Ayawaso West Wogon, please limit your scope to that incident. And let's speak to that next level.
Won't you allow me?
No.
You won't.
If you will not respond the way
you want.
No,
Roland, I did not dress
the way. No, please.
Roland,
Don't go to 1992. Go to 2000.
Roland, I did not wake up, dress, and come to respond to it the way that would make you feel good.
We have a specific subject.
I am dealing with a specific subject.
So deal with it the way it has to be dealt.
It is never wrong, Roland. It is never wrong to refer to precedents and history in dealing with the matter.
That is true.
Especially
this very specific incident happened just yesterday,
at least for a minute,
or 2 days ago.
Roland, at least for a minute, you invited me here. Let me express my opinion.
Yes, you are expressing your opinion.
And then when you ask a question, allow me explain my point.
And I'm allowing you.
You are
based
not
on a question I'm asking.
No, you are not.
No,
and you go on to tell
me.
Hold on. Let me deal with it. And you go on to tell me you will not allow me if I don't answer in the way
because I asked a specific question.
And I am saying that you said the questions, I answer. The marking scheme is not with you.
No,
it's with our viewers.
I have never set a marking scheme. And
so allow me.
Go ahead. Good. And I'm saying that I asked a specific
You allow me and then you come in again.
No, because this is specifically on an incident that happened when I was go ahead.
Roland, I don't have a problem when you come in with your questions. So that is why I keep quiet and I listen. But when I am explaining and you decide to make it a business of not allowing me, it becomes a problem to me. So please do allow me.
I have allowed you.
Thank you. So what I'm saying is that once it borders on reportage to the OSP, it is not wrong that I also call on the OSP, whereas my opinion is that the OSP should investigate. I have stated my opinion clearly. I do not hold the final verdict of what OSP will investigate, but I also believe that crimes do not have a expiry date. So whereas the OSP investigates it, it is right that you and I avert the minds of the OSP to other similar incidents. And one critical example is election 2020 special voting. John Dumelo sharing items in the queue.
Video?
Yes, I will show you the video and the news item reported by UTV. I've even cited it. So let me continue. I've dealt with it. Now I draw your attention and the attention of viewers that, Roland, it is a problem when the opposition, I initially stated that I believe that the government or ruling party must not also have the penchant of defending. That one you didn't talk. Now I add on to say that I believe it is also wrong, creates an atmosphere of hostility, that the NDC consistently becomes a complainant factory where they are always complaining, especially when the issues are very, very simple and straightforward to deal with. I have cited Akando's complaint about a supposed transfer of the police commander. How is that consequential to the running of a smooth election when another police officer has been transferred? I have cited another one in Ashanti region where the NDC complained bitterly about Ashanti Regional Special Voting without adducing a single evidence. I have also cited another one in Upper West where the NDC again complained. It is becoming one too many. And that is my point. And I come to buttress it with my opinion that John Dramani Mahama has been inconsistent about his opinion about the work of our electoral space. And that has transcended into the posture by the NDC in the entire the election space. And that is where I draw the line.
Those complaints, is it about the electoral commission?
Yeah, the EC cited.
No, I'm asking you a specific question. Is John Dumelo's complaint about the electoral commission?
Is the
or
EC cited?
On an action that has been taken by a parliamentary candidate in the constituency he's contesting?
He cited the parliamentary candidate. He cited the EC. And he cited the security team there. So you do not pick and choose which one I deal with. If I decide to deal with, and I've dealt with my leader situation, and I've said that I reserve that to the OSP. I do not have the mandate to go and do OSP's work. Once it has been reported, I leave that to it. Now I have also my opinion on the EC's part, and my opinion is that the NDC must not become a complainant factory in this election. You do not approach an election in that way, and you see, it has a broader implication. It has a broader implication because it borders on our peace and the emotional stability of NDC members, and this is why it becomes even more dangerous. We cannot take the emotions of our party members for granted. MPP cannot do that, and the NDC cannot do that. Consistently, when the NDC has no strategy in an election, they become a complainant factory. Complain. Set a pretext to an election they are clearly going to lose. And that is where I have a problem. And that's where I draw the line. And that is where, if you're a young person and you're watching me today, you must be very, very wary and careful who you're going to cast your vote for. Because if you're an NDC member and your party's campaign machinery cannot manage a campaign in the face of all the challenges, then how do you expect someone like me to believe that same party that it can manage a country? And why do I say that the NDC struggles to manage its own campaign and resort to nothing but complaint? It's been 8 years in opposition, and there's never been a time they've been consistent in messaging. Every time the NDC comes out with a message, Sami Jemfi's inability to manage his communications quarters very well leads to duplicity and inconsistency in the messaging. You pick their promises, and every time there are so many plethora, different and diverse ways of communicating it. They pick the issue of first year's free academic, and then one breath it is student loan. One breath they talk about technical universities not being part. In another breath they apologize. You come to 24 economy. In one breath it is watching at 2 a.m. In one breath it is banking at 2 a.m.
You have a minute.
Consistently, the NDC lacks the understanding of managing their own political party. And then it makes me very clear in my mind that the NDC will struggle to manage Ghana. So if you're a young person and you are listening to me today, you should look at the posture of the NDC in managing their elections and their party. And the failure that after 8 years, they only come back to tell Ghanaians that it is banking at 2 a.m. that they offer to the people of this country. And that is why I believe that Roland and yourself and every well-meaning Ghanaian should be worried and ensure that come December 7th, we vote for bold solutions that ensures that we protect Agenda 111, bold solutions that ensure that we protect free senior high school, bold solutions that ensures that we protect one district, one factory, bold solutions that ensures that drone delivery services of medical supplies in this country is protected and secured. Thank you very much, Roland.
You are here for an for me. I must pass and would image in your cotier and summer, a cost or my gun one day, and I will can't find some for our comments. No, have a comment section now making Kayamo Ghanatube Sunny or Duffo Snowy and Sunny. I was for Society Macram.